Okay, welcome back. Another episode of ElksCentral, recapping the Elks and Lions. Declan, Eddie, and Rick with you for this one. That sucked. That wasn't a good one. Listen, we'll obviously get into it. We'll break it down. But Eddie, Rick, quickly, guys. Let's get some initial thoughts on this one.
Initial thoughts are, boy, oh boy,
this is one of the ones
ugly,
where if it's an away game, the best part of the game is the flight home.
It's ugly. That was as bad of a football game, I think, that I've ever seen. I'm not even exaggerating. When have you seen a quarterback throughout the entirety of a game throw for 34 yards, 35 yards?
Yeah, 4 of 12, 34 yards, the one pick. And here's the other thing. I talked to Trey in the post game, and we got Steven here, so he'll join us in just a second. But it was immediate. It was the underthrow to Steven. It was the overthrow to Rankin. I think it was a wheel route. I could have been wrong. And then in the next quarter, it was whatever it was, just on the sideline to, I think it was Mathis, another complete overthrow. 3 guys who were wide open. And it just set the tone. I felt watching Trey, his touch was off in that one. Yep, you know what I mean? Sure. I don't know if you guys echoed that, but I thought right off the jump, right off the hop, the touch just wasn't there. And you could see it snowball and spiral throughout the whole game, right? So I don't know. Rick, is Steve good to go? We're gonna
I think we should be there, man.
Perfect. All right, we are now going to be joined by Steven Dunbar Jr. Steve, how are you, man?
I'm all right, man. I have better days, but I'm still alive, so I can't do too much.
So Steve, is this one of the games where it's just shit, man? We're going to watch the tape once, we're going to burn it. It's on to the bye week. It's on to Saskatchewan type thing.
I definitely wouldn't say that, man. We take a hard look at it, what's going on, and figure out, really look at each other individually and look at ourselves as a team and kind of get things figured out. We definitely can't just slide past this one, and just chuck it up and say, on to the next week. We got to figure out what's going on and why we doing the things that we doing and getting the results that we getting, and just be honest with ourselves, honestly. So everybody got to be better, man. Everybody got to be better.
Steve, I played defense. I was a D tackle in the league, and as so many people, I also co-host a morning radio station, morning radio program, I should say, on the radio station. And so many people, they're texting in talking about Trey and looking at Trey's development and where we're at with the quarterback. But for me, I'm looking at this defense, and I'm not looking to get you to single anybody out. No, that's not what this is. It's a team game. But I feel like the offense has really been holding up their end of the bargain thus far this season. I mean, you look at last week and the production that you guys had, man. You guys did your thing. This defense, I have no issue saying it. This defense has to be better. This defense is playing embarrassingly bad. Now, I'm not expecting you to go ahead and agree and jump on board. That's for me to say as a defensive player watching how this defense is putting out the effort they're putting. But when you look at the game yesterday, Steven, and the 2 and outs and the time of possession, have you ever been a part of a game where the time of possession has been so lopsided that nobody's helping anybody out?
Yeah, in college when I played Navy, they ran the triple option. But that was definitely tough, man. Like I said before, they didn't play their best game, and I think on offense, and the special teams, we didn't play our best game. So usually, there's got to be some complementary football. If the defense not playing well, or they're trying to get it together, they're trying to figure out adjustments to get things done, and we're not moving the ball, or we're not flipping the field, special teams, and we're not making any big plays on special teams. As a team, we got to figure out a way as a whole to help each part of the team. So I mean, if defense gave up something, we should have did something on offense. Special teams should have did something to help the situation. It's nobody was really playing well enough to help the team win in general. I mean, the defense, obviously, you look at the possession, you look at some of those, bad second downs. I mean, of course, I know those guys feel that they got to play better, and I'm sure the coach know that they got to, make better calls and prepare guys better and put back guys in a better situation. But like I said before, all got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Even on offense, it's shit, we stay on the field, a couple of those drives, we put them in better positions to have a better to stop them. You know what I'm saying? We put them in bad situations sometimes. On special teams, we kind of put ourselves in a situation with a penalty and got backed up. And we didn't really get a chance to flip the field. So we put them in bad positions as well. So like I said before, we can't just put everything on no one spot, one unit. The whole team, we just didn't play well enough.
Steven, BC, like they seem to be running a lot of man. I talked to Trey after the game. He said they expected that. Like you guys expected that, you planned for it. But like being in there, were their coverage sets a little bit more different than you were expecting? Like was it anything you hadn't seen before? Or was it just like, nah, these guys were playing tight across the board?
Honestly, man, like they did exactly what we thought. We knew they had transitioned from playing a lot of zone to playing a lot of man. We knew what kind of team we were, especially like being able to run the ball the way we do. We knew that they was going to go play a lot of man. And I think the thing that kind of hurt us was, we missed a couple of those shots. If we hit a couple of those shots down the field and, we kind of, that makes the defensive coordinator a little bit more, thinking about like, man, should I keep these guys in man? But by us not hitting those shots, he feeling confident. So, got his guys putting their ears back, blitzing the quarterback, loading the box up, and just forcing Trey to make those and, forcing our O-line to, protect. I thought our O-line did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I did too.
So it's just a matter of, like I said, we just gotta execute better at hitting those shots and getting explosives to put guys in, to put their coordinator in the mindset of like, that should I do, man, every snap, should I blitz every snap because they're gashes. But we just like I said, we wasn't playing well enough.
Hey, Steven, and I'm glad you brought up those shots, man, because they were critical moments in the game. In the media availability post-game, Trey brought up the fact that on the iPad, he was seeing things, which I agree. Like Maximic, OC, he was calling some good plays, drew up the right scheme in those shots because you guys had him beat on both, at least yours and Rankin's. You guys were 2-3 yards behind the defense. It's a matter of executing that. What is said on the sideline when you're missing those shots? Like, we're just back to the drawing board or what? Like, is there accountability on the sideline?
Yeah, we try to make sure that we keep, every hold all our guys accountable. Like we good teammates, and what I'm saying, so we're not trying to put guys in the tank. We know that playing quarterback is hard. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to mother a person when you don't gotta live their life. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's they were there. Like I said, the looks were there. The throws are open. Guys were getting open. You just gotta make the throws. And I know Trey. I know he feel that, and that's all. I can really speak on that part. It's just that we definitely gonna tell him like, come on, bro. You better than that. You can make that throw. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We had to make plays for you and do what we got to do for you. But, it's definitely, got to play better. And if, yeah.
Hey, bro, I'll say this, man. I've never met you before. I've watched your whole career, though. Man, I respect the hell out of your answers right now. I really do. You're a leader on that team, and you can tell by the way you're answering these questions in a difficult phase of the season right now, but then by your play. So I just want to say that, man. I respect you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate it.
Steven, man, so I was looking back through your Twitter, like we like to do a deep dive. We like to get into it here. First of all, actually, I want to ask about your handle. So it's at Hercules, at HERKULESS __. Is that Hercules, and is that like a nickname you had?
Yeah. So I played Kappa Alpha Psi in college.
Okay.
So my fraternity, like, we usually use K's instead of C's. So that was my line name. That was my line name when I crossed in spring 16, and I just kind of used it since.
I was looking back. So December 27th, 2023, you tweeted, "Still run that Marvin's room back from time to time. I'm not going to lie." When was the last time you threw on a little Marvin's room and got in the fields? Was it after this one? Were you on the ride home? Little Marvin's room comes on, cups to the rose, which is my old phone.
Yeah. I mean, bro, Honestly, bro, I listen to Drake a lot, bro. Like, I probably dropped the Marvel. It's probably been a minute since I dropped the Marvel drum, but that new him Party Next Door. I'm listening to
Marvin.
that.
Yeah, Marvin's Room's a tough one. Like, it's you got to really be in your feels for that one. Like, something's got to really be going wrong in your life for you to throw Marvin's Room on. You know what I'm saying?
Like, so yeah, you definitely right. Definitely right.
The one other one you had that I really liked, I can't find it right now, but it was along the lines of it was whoever created the air fryer was really in their bag. So I'm a big air fryer guy. Like, what's our favorite thing to throw in the air fryer? Are we doing wings? Are we doing steaks? Like, what are we doing in the air fryer?
Bro, I don't know if there's nothing I don't throw in the air fryer.
I'm with that.
I feel that, man.
I cook everything in the air fryer. If it's possible for it to go in the air fryer, I'm cooking in the air fryer. Low key, I've been. I ain't gonna lie. I've been on the chicken lately, so I've been doing like I had to get like chicken quarters and cook I cut them in half and do like chicken wings. I put the potatoes, sweet potatoes, go crazy in the air fryer. You can just throw a little, so it's simple. But,
man, I use mine almost every day.
I'm telling you, I got an air fryer for Christmas. Haven't used my oven since. Have not used my oven since. Not one time. Yeah.
Bro, even just chicken wings, just raw chicken wings, throw them in and just let them. You can get them golden crispy, better than restaurants, bro.
Oh, dude, you can do anything in an air fryer. Steven will tell you that you can do anything in an air fryer. He knows.
I can tell you, man. Whoever got you that air fryer is a real one.
It was my mom, so of course, right? Like, it's because I would, you know what it was? I would go over to her house like every Sunday for dinner, and she would always have the air fryer, and I'd be like, this shit pretty tight. If you ever like looking for gift ideas, then Christmas rolls around and mom's always come through, right? So mom got me the air fryer and the rest is history, you know?
Yeah, mom. Shout out moms. If she listens.
Shout out moms for real.
What you got cooking for the bye week here, Steven?
Honestly, man, I might try to get out to the mountains. I'll check out the mountains I haven't been. So we only got a few days off, so I'm gonna stick around and honestly just, get a couple workouts in, kind of let my mind relax. Go to the mountains and just chill, man. Try to get my mind right. Think about what I need to do with our team out, man. That's it.
Do you remember your first time getting out to the mountains? Because like obviously from Louisiana, play your college ball in Houston, and then CFL ball here in Edmonton and Hamilton. But like, do you remember getting to Edmonton and someone saying, go check out Banff or go check out Jasper, something like that, and getting down there and just being like, holy shit, like this is crazy.
Bro, I know you're probably gonna kick me in the face with it, but I have never been yet, bro. Like
no, this is gonna be the first time.
It's gonna be my first time, and I've been putting it off, and I'm like, I gotta go. Everybody's showing me pictures and like showing me all this cool stuff. I'm like, dang, there's no way that I can live out here and not go see that.
Oh, 100%. Like some of the most beautiful land is speaking
open
of that.
Open up your photo storage space. That's all.
Yeah, no doubt.
You'll be taking pictures.
Is there something like unique to whether it be Louisiana or Texas that you really miss here in Canada, or like Edmonton specifically, maybe even?
Probably the food. And,
of course.
Probably the food would be like big thing. Don't get me wrong though, like Edmonton got pretty good food. It's just like it's different. It's a different style of food, like down south. And it's like I can't just go to my mom and like get like one of those good comfort meals after like a long weekend. I can't do that. But I would probably say that. It's just like that's it, probably.
Is there a good Southern place here in Edmonton that you found, like something like, it's obviously never going to be real Southern, but is there something that at least kind of fits the bill a little bit?
Honestly, bro, I haven't ate anything like down south I can think of. I mean, I've had this one little Mexican spot, but it's not too crazy good. I can't think of the name of it right now. It's like a little Mexican restaurant. They got pretty good margaritas over there. But honestly, bro, I haven't made my way out of Cactus yet. I'm still hitting Cactus crazy.
I still hit Cactus all the time too. So, yeah.
That's funny. Some things, man, don't change in the locker room.
Yeah, man, Cactus is always
Steven, I got one more. I got one more for you. I hate to go from talking about one loss to another, but you're obviously proud Krueger alum. They're in the national championship this year. I mean, Emmanuel Sharp, that turnover at half court. Like, what? Take me through what was going through your mind watching that one this past April.
That hurt me. That hurt me. I mean, I know Coach Sampson, and I know the kind of program that he put together and the type of guys that he has on his team. So I know that guy, you're thinking about that. To be honest, I wish he would have just got. I was like, man, I wish he would have just got a shot up.
Yeah,
like that was my thing. Like I didn't
he had the space.
That's what I'm saying. Like I wish he would have just got a shot up at the. Like if he would have just got a shot up, I wouldn't have felt as bad. It's just the fact that he didn't get the shot up and he got the. I think it was traveling over, and then I'm like, dude, like just shoot it, like. But honestly, I'm proud of him, to be honest. Like I was like, shit, from what it was when I got there and watch how they took that program and like turned it to, you know what I mean, to what it is now. And they got guys in the league, they got guys doing all this, you know. You put your reach on the map, now they, you know, a new conference and stuff. So, but yeah, he hurt me with that one. I was like, bro, if you could just get a shot up, bro.
Because here's the thing, like, even if you brick it, it's like at least you got it out. Like Walter Clayton is 6'3" and not athletic, and he's closing out on you from like 6 feet away. Like you got to at least get it up. You know what I mean?
Get it up. That's all I was saying, man. Just shoot it. What you pump it? Yeah.
You guys did beat Duke though, so you'll always have that. Like that one's got to feel pretty good, beating Duke.
But yeah, it was fire, especially when they beat him with, you know, what all they had on their team. But I think they just had a point now where they're just like trying to get over that hump. They're over the whole like, you know, we made a Final Four, Sweet 16.
Yeah, no, now it's about winning.
Yeah, it's kind of now. It's like, all right, you see what y'all can do. Can y'all like finish? But I went to a game this year, and I ain't gonna lie, the new arena, like they show up and show out. They show up and show out for them. It's fire. So
let me ask you this. I just want to bring it back to Edmonton just because you talk about you went to a game and my mind instantly goes to the atmosphere is probably so lit. Up here, when you're playing, and we know that with the fan base, it's a grind to get people out. You're playing in a damn near empty stadium. But when you're around town, out and about, people recognize you, people give you some love. What's that like out here?
Yeah. Everybody showed pretty good love. Like Edmonton is one of those places where people just are, you know, nice, and you know they always make sure, like, you know, you take care of it. You know, I always tell you, even when we have bad games or whatever, like I can tell they're a little salty about it, but like, you know, they still show us love and, you know, they still support us, and I really appreciate them for that because, like, you know, a lot of cities not like that. They, you know, they don't have open arms after like years and years of this type of suffering, but. Edmonton fans, just Edmonton people in general, like everywhere I go, even if they don't know if I play for the Elks, they just do, you know, they just always make sure, like, you know, if you need anything or you're lost, to point you in the right direction. If you're into something, they'll, you know, let you know. Like I met a guy in a coffee shop. I'm a big coffee guy. I met a guy in a coffee shop. You know, I tell him that I was like thinking about, you know, I had a clothing brand I was trying to get together. He even sent me like 5 different vendors that he know. Like,
nice.
You know, just people in Edmonton just always looking to help people out and put people in the best position. And like, if they know somebody, they'll, you know, take his number, like, you know, do this and this and that. So, like, just in general, bro, I got a lot of love for
It's true, man. For real, and that reason is why, like, so many guys retire here in Edmonton. If you look at the list of former players, man, that have made Edmonton home, just for that example, opportunity. Like, there's some good opportunities after football, and guys see that and capitalize, man.
Facts. Yeah, that's true. It's true.
100%, man. Steven, man, this has been awesome. We really, really appreciate it. Enjoy the bye week. We look forward to seeing you against Saskatchewan, and really appreciate the time, man. Thank you.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Appreciate y'all. That was Steven Dunbar Jr. joining us here on ElksCentral. Good little conversation with him.
Good interview, man.
Yeah, he's great, man. He's got a lot of personality. He's a lot of fun. Like I was going back through his Twitter. He's got something to say about everything.
Yeah,
like he's fun, and he's raw too.
I respect him. 100%. That was a good interview, you know. And I asked him I kind of knew he would say what he said when I asked, but essentially, like, I asked him, like, are guys out there shit talking Trey when he's missing these wide open throws? You know? Yeah, no, dude. I mean, we'll get back into that now. Rick, we haven't had a chance to hear from you, man. What were your initial thoughts on this one?
It feels like it did the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it almost like we've took a couple steps in the last couple of games this year, and it's almost like we took 2 or 3 back. There was the defense wasn't there, the offense wasn't there, the special teams was fine, but they really didn't do anything special. Like we got beat in every facet of the game, and we weren't really close. And the crazy thing about the defense is like the BC put up crazy offensive numbers, but I don't remember like 160-yard pass, 150, 40. I don't even know if they had a 30. So that just tells me that's a whole bunch of 15, 12s, 10s, 18s. Yeah, they're just finding it in the middle. And Declan, you said it before, they're playing too soft. Is that not playing too soft? Like if you're getting beat, if you're giving up yards like that, is that not what you do when you're up by 30? Just don't let them past you, because everything is in front of us and we couldn't stop anything.
Got some offensive numbers here for BC. Nathan, 26 of 30 for 345 yards. Had the 2 he did have the 1 pick, but James Butler on the ground, 30 for 172 and a touchdown. Keon Hatcher, 9 targets, 9 catches, 130 yards. Stanley Berryhill, 7 targets, 6 catches, 80 yards and a touchdown. And Javon Katoy, 6 targets, 6 receptions, 74 yards and a touch.
His numbers were the lowest out of those 3, but he seemed to be like
he had the biggest impact. Yeah, I agree.
Man, I hang this one completely on the defense.
Oh,
I know it's a team 100%. Game and it's complimentary, and Trey's numbers are like, I don't know if I've ever seen a quarterback with such bad passing numbers. Mm-hmm. And like the stats, 160 yards for Edmonton's offense to BC's 519. Like I've never seen that, but I'm hanging this on the defense. Yeah. The RPO, it killed them in week 1 against BC. Same thing. JC didn't adjust at all. At all. I don't know what the scheme is. This defense, they are scared to tackle. Yeah. Like the flat out, sure. Man. It's not even an effort thing. They're scared of contact, man. They are.
We were texting during the game and we said like they just can't tackle.
It's not even a matter of desire, want to. They are scared to get in the way. Like I saw Bynum on the first drive and I was sitting on BC sideline and it happened right in front of me. It was a pass play to Butler, I believe. And Bynum could have pushed Butler out for like a 7-yard gain, maybe. But he didn't even come up and like escort him out. And Butler got an extra 2 yards and essentially got the first down with Bynum right there. Didn't even shove him out of bounds. And that was very telling to me. It was one of the softest plays I've ever seen, man.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is another, I wanted to bring this one up quickly before we get too much past it. BC had their time of possession was 42-54. The second highest total since the CFL started tracking the statistic in 1996.
66.
I have 96 here, but maybe it is 66. But 42-54 for time of possession. That is unfathomable. And you brought up the numbers. You brought up the numbers like 519 to 160, I think was the total. There was a point in the game where it was like 521 to 74. Then Cody comes in and scores late and starts airing the ball out. But the passing yards, 345 to 112. And Edmonton didn't really have 112 yards of passing offense. Like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Short.
Garbage, rubbish.
183 yards rushing to 66. Of those 66, I think 32 of them were on Trey's first 2 carries. Net offense, obviously, we talked about that one. The first down, 16-4. And then the time of possession. Like it was just, and defensively, I couldn't believe it. Because I take my notes quarter by quarter. Every single quarter, it's just about the tackling. Like there's something in there about the tackling. First note I have, fourth quarter of this game, I actually stopped taking notes. I just wrote down, I don't know, man. But the tackling is I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything. And you make the point, like just scared to tackle, but it's almost a curse. Like Cordell, I forget who it was, but Cordell had someone wrapped. It was almost like a hip drop and he couldn't get the knee to make the contact. And I was just like, what? And then the very next play, Shaylin Garnes misses a tackle, leads to the touchdown. Like I have never seen anything like this tackling.
No, it's
everyone on the defense.
It's everyone except for Niles Morgan and Nick Anderson.
Yeah.
Let's not include those 2 because those guys seem to be the only players on the defense doing anything out there.
So here's another one. I didn't have a chance to talk to Coach Killam after the game. He did his avail with just Tom Gazzola from TSN and one other guy, before the four of us from the press box could get down there. Like I had like 9 questions for Coach Killam, obviously. And one thing that we talk about the secondary just getting torched. So second half, Leonard Johnson and Kenny Logan Jr. come in for Royce Mechie and Devondrick Bynum, who hadn't played great, but I mean, it had been a total team effort.
Mhm.
I didn't see anything that led me to think both of those guys got injured, but I didn't even see them on the sidelines.
Yeah.
So I was really curious to ask him about that. If it like, for one, if it is an injury, like, can we get an update on these guys?
Yeah.
And two, like, if this is just a personnel change, like, what is this going to look like in the bye week? And then they had a lot of other, like, it's obviously, for anyone who doesn't know, it's pretty common to swap out defensive linemen. Like that happens, just for rotation purposes. Joel DeBlanco was getting some reps at the MAC, but I was really looking forward to talking to Coach Killam just about some of these swap outs, some of these personnel changes. Like I had a lot to ask him, as I think anyone would.
Rightfully so.
But he did his avail before like 4 of the 6 media members could get down
show
there.
up.
4 of the 7 4 of the whatever the fuck the numbers are. I'm not a math guy.
Yeah.
But
He wanted to get that in and out over with as quick as possible.
Yeah, he wanted to
no
get
denying it.
100%. And here's the other thing, man. The Montreal beat them. Everything was a 5 and out or a hook. Or like
short because they were so far off.
And BC did the exact same thing. There were at least 3 times where they were in a 6 receiver set and they all ran curls and just sit in that soft spot.
Well, RPO and sit in that curl. RPO, run a hook. RPO, run a hook. Roll Nathan Rourke, roll out. RPO, run a hook. Sit down in a zone. They are getting out coached, and JC is not doing a good enough job adjusting at all. Like at all. Yeah.
I still think for me, you would be able to speak to this better. Like I look at the personnel on the field and I think like these guys aren't making necessary. And I think a big part of that comes from the tackling. And I think sometimes we get rose colored glasses for that because you look at the lack of tackling and you think like, okay, like it's got to be them. Like, JC can call whatever, but if you're not making the tackles, and then from there, like it extrapolates to things like coverages and little mistakes and missing your first step, whatever. But you think it's more JC than it is those guys on the field.
No, players got to play. Yeah. Players got to play at the end of the day. Absolutely. But I'm noticing some details, even guys, when they're blitzing coming downhill, their blitz recognition and awareness. If you're blitzing off the edge and it's a handoff, well, you need to slow down so you can put a foot in the ground and change direction and go and chase that running back down. You don't just come like a bat out of hell screaming upfield because now you've opened up that hole. And I saw a running back run right through the hole where a blitzer was coming from. And that's coaching. You got to coach these things and you got to have in. I'm not saying he's not. He could be in that. Maybe it's a room full of guys who just aren't listening to him. Tackling. That's a desire, but you got to coach tackling too. And they're just not executing. So that leads me. And what else really leads me to looking at JC is the scheming. And every week he's getting out schemed. And every week he's not adjusting, right? He is getting kind of left behind by every offensive coordinator. And he's not adjusting within the game to combat that. Now, step away from the defense. We're in bizarro world right now. We're in upside down world, fellas, because last week Trey Ford is 9 of 9. And we choose to bring in Cody Fajardo, your backup quarterback.
I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
This week, Trey Ford can't hit a barn, and you bring Cody Fajardo in with 3 minutes left only. Make it make sense, coaching staff. So it is, you have to look at the players, but you have to look at the coaching staff too. I'll name JC, I'll name Jordan Maxime, Coach Killam. What are you guys doing here?
Do you think they left him in longer because of some of the negative responses they got from last week?
I said that this morning on the show. It's almost like they're coaching, themselves, listening to the outside noise because they got a lot of negative attention for their perceived plan that they stuck to last week, which didn't make sense, And now when it would make sense, you didn't do the move because of the noise, it feels like.
See, that's interesting to me because they owned it. They were cool with it. Like they said, listen, we stuck to our guns. Like they might've heard the outside noise, but they were happy to roll with it. So I don't know, like if you're so happy to roll with it when he has a perfect QBR, when he has a perfect QBR, you're up 22-3. Why switch it when you're getting your shit caved in by BC? Like that's why I don't know. my first thought, and I could be wrong on this, I could be way off on this, but my first thought was that Coach Killam is a guy who sticks to his guns. He sticks to his plans. In that Ottawa game, the plan was to put Cody in. In this BC game, the plan was to roll with Trey. Now, obviously, you're getting fucking throttled. You get garbage.
You got to adjust to the plan.
Put the backup quarterback in. Like, dude, my grandma.
And it was still a game too. That's the thing. It's not like the score was crazy out of hand.
Yeah.
It's a CFL. You were within striking distance the whole game.
But I'm saying, but the game didn't really feel like
it didn't.
But I'm saying like late with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, like if my grandma was coaching, she would have known like, okay, we're putting Cody in here. Like that's what you do. But like the willingness to stick with Trey and just like no success anywhere. It's so mind boggling that you go from him playing great, perfect QBR, like I said, and giving Cody series to this game when this would be the time to, like, let's let Cody go out there and ball a little bit and not going with it. Like it just makes no sense.
I got humbled a bit this morning because I was backing Trey up in the offense because they have been, for the most part, holding up their end of the bargain this season. They have the defense has been consistent every game, 30 plus points, 300 plus yard pass every game. Yep. So it's not like they've even had a one-off, but I was humbled this morning talking about Trey's perfect game last week. It was A, against Ottawa. And B, it was a perfect game with whatever it was, 160 passing yards.
Yeah, it was like 15 for 17 with 212.
Okay.
Which isn't like that.
A couple hundred. Yeah, you're right.
17 is not a lot of times to throw the ball, though.
But so it's not like he was airing it out, right? But again, it was against Ottawa. So we have to take it with a grain of salt because look what they rolled out as an effort the next week.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. Like we talk about that one being against Ottawa. I don't view BC as that great of a team. And they just fucking shit kicked you.
That's kind of,
like, you know what I mean? Like
better than I thought. That's for sure.
Well, here's the other thing now, because now we are looking at a pretty sizable polar bear in Texas in the West Division. Calgary, Saskatchewan 4-1, Winnipeg 3-1, BC 3-3, Edmonton 1-4. So now we're looking like, listen, 5 games. In BC's case, they've already played a third of their season. Like, we're beyond an uphill battle at this point. And because here's another thing. I don't know what point in the season it stops being early for you. Like as a player, you'd be able to speak to that. Like, I don't know, maybe it is by game 6 and you're a third of the way and it's like, okay, it's not early anymore. Like, let's fucking go here. But to me, it feels like, and part of this is obviously just the records. Like, it's not early. Like there's no feel out process. There's no 20 quarters this team has played now, and they have 1 sack from their starting defensive line. And it was the guy who got carted off last night as well. And Jake,
like the same guy who has the pick too. You only have 1 pick so far, and it's big 9-4
from your D lineman. And isn't it funny? We talked about turnovers last week and how they hadn't had turnovers. They get a turnover and ding, ding, ding leads to points.
Yeah, crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
You lose the turnover battle, lose the game. Now, like Trey, moving forward, because there are a lot of people thinking he might not be it. And like I think I get obviously where it comes from. You look at that stat line, like that's got to be one of the worst stat lines in CFL history. 4 for 12,
pro football history.
Yeah, there you go. But do you at all think it's like, guys, like he just had the perfect game? This is obviously the other end of the spectrum, but like short memories. Let's not be so reactionary. That's where I land. Honestly, where do you land, Rick?
I feel the same way there. It's so frustrating what happened there. Like it's just, we had an opportunity. I think when you go into the game, seeing our record, seeing their record, knowing that we need to catch them in order to get ourselves back in the playoffs. I don't know if you think it was still early in the season yet, but that was a big game because you go from being tied in record, I believe, to this massive gap now going from 5 to 4. Like it shouldn't be like this. And I think when it comes to Trey Ford and everybody hating on him, I think they're looking at last night's game. They're putting the record on him. I don't think this record sits on Trey Ford, though. This record sits on the defense. And yes, Trey Ford did not have a good game last day. And so throw all that on him. But he's not the reason we are where we are right now.
Yeah, I'm with Rick. That's very well said. Now, let's take it back to Trey Ford, fellas. Mm-hmm. Year 4. Yeah. We're in year 4. We keep hearing the word develop. At what point do head coaches continue to take L's in order to develop a quarterback. And I've been more positive this year. I'm trying to be much more positive on Trey this year. I think it's been well documented. You can go back to September and listen to the shouting match me and Krueger had with each other.
Great radio.
Yes, great radio. And where my stance lies with Trey Ford. I'm being more positive, and we're seeing steps. We are seeing positive steps. But still, it's year 4, and there's been a lot of losing. And we look at football, it's a quarterback-driven game. And how come Calgary, who is predicted to be the bottom feeder, can make such an instant turnaround? Yeah. Yes, their defense is lights out, but it's just stability at the quarterback position, right? And so far, Trey hasn't provided that.
Well, it's funny because generally speaking and conventionally speaking, I think you get 3 years of development as a quarterback in the CFL. I actually think you get 2 in the NFL. I think you get 1 to sit, you get 1 to be shit, and then you got to be good by year 3. In the CFL, I give you an extra year of leash. But it's funny because that's generally been my rule of thumb. But I still think, like, listen, you can't be 27 in year 4 and still be developing. That said, I still want to give Trey that grace in that period. Like Trey, when you talk to him, you can tell he has a great mind for football. Like you can tell, he can read defense as well. You can tell he knows the game and he can recognize, defensive sets. Like it's all there. But then you look at something like the 3, like these were 3 really, really, really bad misses.
But he went to the right guys though.
He made the right reads.
He did make the right reads at least.
Like the right read doesn't mean shit if it's 3 incomplete passes with a turnover. And it's drive too. So, and he had ran the ball so well. Like he was like,
I texted you, man.
Yeah.
He started hot.
But my thing is like, so then I wonder, it's like, okay, when are the physical limitations just what it is? And when do we think like, shit, man,
you're close right now. You're real close right now. Yeah. Those coaches are sitting around talking about it right now for sure. But do you guys think that his progress has slowed a bit I know he's in year 4, but the first couple of years,
he had some wasted years.
We didn't really throw him out there, right? So you not throw him in the deep end, either sink or swim right now, and we figure it out from there.
Well said, Rick.
But I mean, I don't think we've done that to him yet. So it's almost not fair to him, but at the same time, you're in the situation you're in. You're the number 1 quarterback. You're getting paid. You got to go out and win now.
The other thing for me is like, it's so hot and cold. Because there are moments where I'm like, holy fuck, this is Lamar Jackson running and Peyton Manning in the pocket. And then there are other times where I'm like, this is Nathan Peterman doing both. And it's not like, it's so frustrating because you obviously see the high points and like that Ottawa game, even I thought the Winnipeg game like played great. And you're like, man, there is a lot here for Trey Ford. And like, this is a guy you really want to hitch your wagon to. And this is a guy who is supremely talented, knows the game. But you see these low points and you're just like as a fan, you're like, I can't live in this middle ground.
It's
like I can't,
true.
because it's almost like, here's the thing. If Trey was garbage bottom of the barrel, which he's not, but if he was garbage bottom of the barrel every game, he'd be like, okay, we know
it's easy.
Yeah,
it's easy to move on.
Exactly. But you see hard. Those moments and you're like, fuck,
I know. It's only really 1 bad game so far this year.
Yeah. Right. Again, I am going to say this till the cows come home. You said it too, Rick. This season, the record for this Double E football club right now, I absolutely pin it on the defense way more than I pin it on this offense. They have done what they needed to do for the most part.
That's the other thing. Like, I feel like I've been really hard on Trey in the last couple of minutes here. Like, Trey is still my starter for sure. I still think, 100%. Like, I'm not trying to act like Trey's not my starter because the defense has been the problem. And Eddie, I wanted to ask you this. What's the point in a game where because sometimes it's 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Sometimes it's not until, the final buzzer. But like, what's the point in the game in a game like this, when okay, we're going to lose this one. It's on to the bye week.
With this game specifically, man, halftime.
Yeah.
Straight up, like you're not inspired at half. When you see how everything went and how BC scored before half, you're not inspired. You're flat. Yeah. You're flat. And just how the offense wasn't executing. I'm just thinking of myself being in my locker room at halftime. I'm thinking, damn, I'm trying to get out healthy, trying to get me a sack or two and get onto the bye week, man. Where's the party at tonight?
Now, no kidding. Speaking of this bye week here, I mean, we talked about some of the swaps they made defensively. Like, do you guys look at this depth chart and think we're going to see some wholesale changes come Saskatchewan?
I don't know about wholesale, but there'll be some bodies for sure. Like it'll be I'm very interested to hear about Jake and what's up with Serezna.
Yep. Well, I think it's his knee.
Yeah. But like the severity and if he really tore something up bad, if it's meniscus, like it'll be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you've got 2 new starters, right? You're down Ronnie. I mean, you'd like to think Jake's back, but you get carted off like that. And I mean, he was sort of walking up this. It is kind of funny though, because you guys' dressing room, if you're injured and you go to the dressing room, you got to get upstairs somehow.
No.
Right? They back that thing up. Then I'm like, how's the big fella going to get up these stairs? But I was squinting my eyes looking down there and he was leaning on a couple of guys. But yeah, that knee, who knows what happens, man? So now you've got 2 guys on defense.
Yeah. Robbie Smith missed the game.
Yeah, Robbie Smith.
And he's out for a couple, right?
Yeah, he's out with an elbow,
6 days, isn't he? Or 6 weeks?
Yeah, it's not pretty right now.
Yeah, and this is what we've talked about, Eddie. Like, I think we've said this for 3 shows now. Like, the guys who are on the field are there because they're the best guys. And now, with a defense that's already playing horrendously, to have to check down to the guys who you've seen and aren't the grade A starters, like that cannot give you confidence as a DC or another guy on that defense or as a head coach. Like, it's just got to be one of those things where now you're looking at it like, fuck.
Yeah.
But you're giving guys an opportunity to go make an opportunity now, right? Exactly. Those guys that are number 2 and number 3 behind, they're sitting there, they're chomping at the bit. They can't wait to get out there.
The star is born.
They're having their opportunity now. Now you got to go out there and play and make a play.
And I'll tell you, being that guy, I've been in that position watching the starters, and you're thinking, "Damn, I could be doing that, man." He ain't making no plays. And then when you get out there, and if you have that hunger and that fire, and you make some plays, oh, boom!
What do you think those defensive guys are thinking right now? Like the big names, the guys who just got here, the guys that are like they brought over with a massive resume, and you're getting a big ass check. What's going through their head when you go in and you see your offense go 2-0 again?
Yeah, man, it's not good. It's all around not good. So, yeah, this is an opportunity, Rick.
Yeah.
Like, and it's hard to we're being negative, right? Yeah. But that's just the real is the real. We can't be out here.
We're 1-5 trying to make the playoffs for the first time in God knows how long.
And when we talk about the defense, why I'm so hard on the defense, week in and week out, 34.5 points. That's not the standard. 330 passing yards per quarterback, week in, week out.
Yeah.
That's not the standard. No sacks or 1 sack from Jake Serezna. That's not the standard. No interception. 1 interception from Jake Serezna. That's not the standard, fellas. This is bad all in getting out coached with no adjustments in game. It's not good. This defense as a whole has not been good.
Have you been a part of a team where the defense?
Never.
What do you think they do right now? Do the whole team just go out and like, hey guys, all of us need to get away from everybody. We need to sit in a room and talk it out. Like, what does this defense do in order to be better?
See, and that's the stuff that I've done when I've been on some defenses where I've always played on pretty good defenses, like I'm just a key to the cog. But I've played on good defenses. And yeah, there are internal conversations. You're having group chats within, the players only, no coaches and stuff, like
100%.
Holding each other accountable. But it's the little things continuously I'm seeing with this defense. And we went over them. It's just the little tiny things like angles and tackling.
They want a body check instead of make a tackle. Like throw your shoulder in there like you're making a hockey body check. No, bring them down, man.
You got to wrap up. And it's the little things that we're just not seeing out of this D.
Let me throw it back to Trey for a second, because one thing that's kind of been brought up and floated out there is like, as a defense, when you're obviously you're just getting throttled, like you're not playing well, but you see, Trey out there not extending drives. It's 2 and outs, not, keeping the offense on the field so the defense can stay off the field. Like, how frustrating does that get?
It's frustrating, but man, 65 plays ain't even that much. Like when you look honestly, at BC's, how many plays they ran, 65 plays isn't a lot. 34 plays is really bad. Like, it's really bad. But really like low. In terms of conditioning and guys being tired, like, I'm not going to sit here and say that guys aren't tired, but 65 plays with the rotation, guys are only playing 40 plays. Man, that ain't a lot of plays. Like in my day, I'd love to play 50, 60 plays. Give me that burn, coach. Give me all of it. I hate to get it rotated out. So I can say 65 plays is not that much. These guys I was watching their D-line get pinballed around like a pinball machine. Double teams were moving them back 5-6 yards. Guys getting rolled up on and pancaked. I saw one time Brinkman is in there. They double teamed him. He got pinballed so hard, 2 gaps over, and then just a huge running lane opened up. They're just not sturdy enough right now. They're not playing good right now.
Well, they are giving up coming into this week, and these numbers are going to stay the same. The most pass yards by any defense, averaging 326 against a game, and the opponent's completion percentage is 77.3.
It's putrid,
which is an incredibly high clip.
It's putrid.
That's pretty much 4 out of 5 passes are getting completed.
It's so bad, Declan. It makes me uncomfortable in my skin. Like that's so bad. That's bad.
That was coming into the week. And then Nathan Rourke goes 26 for 30 for 345. Very good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but like that, those are some
disgusting.
Those are some horrendous it's
disgusting,
numbers.
Man. It's disgusting. I played on some defenses that were in CFL history a part of the best. Like our defense in 2015, man, historically good. Playmakers. I don't know what this is about, man. Like I can't even talk about it because it's so disgusting, these numbers, man.
It makes no sense. Like you mentioned off the 3 receivers and their attempts and their catches, and it's like 6 of 7, 8 of 8, 9 of 9. That means your defense is not making one play.
Not a play.
Just knock a ball down. Rip the hands apart. Do something to make a play. And unfortunately, nobody can.
They're getting caved in every fashion.
Yep.
Every fashion. And again, I know we've talked about this. We talked about it off the beginning of the show. But just to bring it up again, man, like just because I'm watching the game back in my mind, the tackling. Like I know we don't want to keep harping on it. We're beyond beating a dead horse. We're killing a dead horse. But it is so sloppy and so non-existent. And you talk about it like the lack of desire to tackle. I just wanted to bring it up again because it is. For my mind, like the coverage has been horrible, but the tackling has been.
And to me, that's a personnel.
Yes,
that's 100%. A personnel
and tackling
thing. That ain't coaching. That's personnel.
And tackling is so basic. Yes.
Tackling is 100% right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'm going to get this guy down. It's I'm going to get in your way. And we talked about tackling recently.
Mm-hmm.
Going to get in your way, and I just close my eyes and get in the way. That's all you got to do. But they're not even doing that. They're closing their eyes and just shooting. They're not even trying to get in the way to wrap up.
Mm-hmm. Now, the question needs to be asked. Saskatchewan, you rolling with Trey?
I would. Yeah, I don't think I would make the move yet.
I'm really, really curious to know what the conversations are looking like in that in the coach's room during this bye week.
That button is going to be really close by me though within that game.
Yeah, it's a short leash.
Yeah, that leash is short, but Trey will be the guy I would go into the game with.
I think so.
Yeah, the highs of Trey are still really high. Like the lows are horrible. You said it, one of the worst stat lines we've seen in pro football. But the highs are, electric for one, which is huge, but contribute to winning football. Like we saw it last week against Ottawa. So I don't know. I think I probably roll with Trey as well. But okay, let me ask you this. Let me flip it on its head. If they do start Cody, how surprised would you guys be?
A little.
Because I feel like I would get it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it, but I would get it.
Do you feel that there would be a little desperation in that move? And at the same time, I understand the desperation when you're 1-5.
You know what's wild is we say, I feel you on the desperation move from the coaching staff, but then you talk about the player. Cody Fajardo led his team to first place in the East last year. And the year before was Grey Cup MOP.
Yeah.
So it's like he's coming off of some good football.
You're not bringing in a nobody.
Yeah. Like he is coming off a good. The thing is, when you see Cody, and I know it was garbage time yesterday, but the mechanics look more like a true quarterback. He gets to his drop back foot hits the ground. He's looking to make the throw instantly. He's not reading. You can tell there's not hesitation. He's sharper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there is a conversation to be had, but I would go Trey.
I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't mean this in a bad way because like I do like Trey, obviously. I think we're all relatively pro Trey here.
Oh yeah.
But Cody is a quarterback's quarterback. Trey is, I think he's a very good quarterback. but he's more of an athlete.
No
You
doubt.
know what I mean?
No doubt.
And I just wonder if the offense feels like they need a quarterback.
He's an athlete playing quarterback, whereas Cody Fajardo is a quarterback who's very athletic.
Yes.
And can run. You know what I'm saying? It's not his primary, but he's got that in his bag.
Yep.
Whereas Trey, he's an athlete trying to figure out the position still.
And you just wonder, like, is there a point for you, as someone who's been in the league, when do we reach a point when you completely wipe your hands and say, listen, there are highs there, but he just doesn't have it. I'm not saying it's right now, like after 5 games this season, but is there a point when you say, like, when
the L's keep stacking, and I say that, when are we going to start comparing taking losses to developing a quarterback, right? Because we don't have 82 games in like hockey
exactly
to develop. You can't just, waste 10 games to develop a young kid. Like every loss, and I've said this last year with Jason Gregor, that's why I would have played McLeod Bethel Thompson, because last year they were actually fighting for a playoff position. I would go with the quarterback that knows kind of what he's doing right now.
Here's the other thing that I was thinking about. Now, the Elks don't play at home until August 3rd. They got a bye week. Then they got to go play in Saskatchewan and Mosaic. Going to be a tough one. Pretty good Saskatchewan ball club over there.
Whose team is that?
This guy, 2 thumbs right here. I'll be at that game. Actually, I'm going. My mom got it for me as a birthday present. Because my mom, it's funny, she's been on some trips with my sister. Like, my mom's from South Africa, so they went to South Africa together. Didn't invite me. It's all
homeland.
Good. It's all good. But she was like, "Yeah, like we should do something." So my sister got South Africa, I got Regina, but it's the Riders, man.
The same thing, right?
How can I possibly be? Here's the other thing: I don't really fuck with planes anymore. So that's a big part of it. I got like scared of planes in the last year. I don't.
What happened? Bad experience?
No, not even, man. It was like, it's crazy because as a kid, I loved, dude, I would get like little toy airplanes from like the dollar store, and I would make airports out of like boxes around the house. Like, I loved the idea of airports and planes and shit. And like, I've flown probably 50 times in my life or whatever. And as a kid was like so giddy for it. And then like slowly I started a little more nervous on takeoff, a little more nervous during landing, like a little more nervous when we're in the air. Like, fuck.
Is this from the news?
No, like that. Well, because it finally, I went to Dallas like a year ago, and that on that plane ride, it was a fine plane ride, but I was just fucking terrified the whole time. Like, I don't even know what it was. I was just so scared.
Kind of in your head.
Yeah, 100%. And then that was when I was like, I really do not mess with this anymore. And then, Rick, to your point, like all the crashes started.
Yeah, I assume that's what's getting in your head there. I mean, it's tough to sit there and watch it and go, nah, we're fine.
Because I was like scared before it. But that was like a big part where I was like, who was right? I was right. Like this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so not really.
You'll enjoy that 8-hour drive to the Ryder game.
I guess that's why you didn't get to go to South Africa, though. You're not driving down there.
No, I'll take a boat. No, the problem was like, because even then I was like cool with flying when they did it, but whatever. Excited to go, excited to see the game. The point I was trying to make was so you're not home until August 3rd against Hamilton. You got a bye week and a tough game against Saskatchewan. Like, if you had won this game and really shown out and been right there with BC in the standings, you would have been 2-3. They would have been 2-4. Like, there's a lot of excitement. There is a lot of pop. There is a lot of hope. You lose this one in the fashion you do. Mm-hmm. You don't have a home game for another 3 weeks. We don't know what's going to happen in Saskatchewan. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like this was the worst possible time to lose this game the way you did.
Yeah, in the tailgate, it was jumping beforehand.
Oh, yeah, Dino Night.
People were there.
Man, it was like you could feel the bubble was about to burst. If they could have capitalized and got a dub, or even, played a semblance of a competitive game, it would have been different. But to lay the egg that they laid, like that was a rotten egg.
It's going to bring a lot of negativity in the city and around the team again. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of doubt wrapped around them again.
Yes, man. Because unfortunately so.
A big thing people are saying is and I totally get it, is, same old Elks. Same old Elks.
And it's like, that's how I feel too. It's like, what do we got to do to change things? But there's been, and this is going to be very unfair, and I'm not pointing the finger at Trey Ford, but one common denominator throughout 4 years has been him kind of back and forth, the turmoil at the position, and they haven't handled him properly, the previous management. But you look at Calgary, who gets a Vernon Adams, and they go from projected to be terrible to one of the best teams with a good defense. So turnarounds can happen just like that.
Yep.
In the CFL, they can. The way contracts are, guys are moving all the time, 1-year deals. So it can happen quick. But why has it been 5 years of the same old same?
Yeah.
And you look at one common denominator, because there's been coaching changes, management changes, has been Trey Ford at the quarterback position.
Even when they were playing decent last year, McLeod Bethel Thompson had good numbers last year, and they still couldn't find a way to win.
That's
you wouldn't
true.
say MBT is a good quarterback, though.
No, but when you look at the picture, how it was last year,
he put up decent numbers. His numbers were
the top.
Winnable games.
Yeah, his numbers were.
Yeah, but
men lie, women lie. Numbers don't.
All right, Trey for MBT 1 for 1.
Oh, come on. You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Listen, like I think we've pretty much covered it all. Like, are there any lingering thoughts that you guys have about this one that we haven't covered yet? Because it's so, again, it's almost broken recordy with like some of the things that I'm bringing up. It's, defense.
No, I think it's pretty blunt and pretty obvious what the downfalls were from last night, and it was pretty much everything.
Everything. I've never seen a game so lopsided. 519 total yards to 160.
Crazy.
28 first downs to 11. 43 time of possession to 17. I've never seen something like that lopsided, but yet the score wasn't
the same type of lopsidedness.
It was favorable for Edmonton, because with those the difference in stats, that should have been like a 55-7 game.
Yeah, the score wasn't 32-14, and even the yards at the end of the game were. It's crazy because I like watching the game. I was just like, man, like this looks so bad. And then you look at the numbers and you're like, these numbers are somehow worse. Then you go back to watching the game and you're like, no, actually these numbers do reflect what the game is. So yeah, it's a tough one. It's a real bad time to lose. Saskatchewan, tough one next week, then Hamilton at home on the 3rd. I don't know what the rest of the season is going to look like, but I mean, listen, I'm starting Trey in Saskatchewan. If I leave with a final thought in that one, I'm rolling with Trey. The highs still give me enough confidence that I want him there.
Yeah, no, there's no denying that. I mean, you still have an opportunity. Beating Saskatchewan is not impossible. So I don't think the team or the city should even get that in their head. But it's going to be a big mountain.
Like you remember the Winnipeg game, right?
Yeah, right there.
They can play competitive football. Yeah. You shouldn't come out at home and get beat. Like you got your ass
smacked around.
That's crazy to get your ass kicked this bad in football, man.
It was tough. It was a tough one.
So like they got it in them.
Yeah.
They do, because we've seen them. They just beat Ottawa. Okay, Ottawa, but competitive against Winnipeg going into that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
What was it? Tied 17-0 or whatever? 23-0?
Yeah, it was close. I don't know if it was tied, but
I thought it was tied close with Winnipeg going into the fourth.
Yeah, I think it was within a couple points of the very worst.
And like to come out and just not even be competitive, it's a head scratcher, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, bye week, get right week. Lot of conversations that are going to be had. A lot of things going to be looked at, worked on. Having a game off of bye week, that's like if you get throttled like this by BC, then it's like a short week or something. And you go play a team like Saskatchewan. That's tough. At least you have the bye week. Like you have that, as a player, as a coach, like that.
Get away from it for a bit,
exactly,
because it's negative right now. So you do got to step away from it.
100%.
Recharge. It's not all the negatives. Not good for the mind.
100%. Any final thoughts? Either you guys?
No, that was a bad one. So I think you just kind of throw that tape in the garbage. You go out there, get to the mountains, try and refresh, recharge, and come back. And you got a big one against Saskatchewan coming up.
Yep. Obviously, no ElksCentral this week with the bye week, but we will have the new Elks 101 next Monday, so everyone can look forward to that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Look a little bit ahead to the Saskatchewan game, but yeah, okay, this has been awesome. I think I got everything if you guys are good, so thank you for listening. We appreciate you, and we will see you guys next week.